Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Tuesday. Tuesday is request day. Today's map was requested by the creator back in February. It's a creator we've done once in the past, back in episode 867, where they got 9 stars, 3 stars in each category. It was a very solid map, passable map, and today's map, well, today's map is in your face. It's big, it's bold, it's like a big throbbing sore thumb. Either you're going to like this because it's in your face, or you're going to hate it because it is so in your face. I'll let you let me know in the comments and in the votes at the end of today's show. The question is, are you going to like it? Well, let's preempt that with one of these, shall we? That's right, hitting that like button says nothing about the map, but it really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thank you for your support. Middle Peak Valley by R. Neil J 62. That's a proper name, that. Unless it's Renilj 62, in which case that's a silly name. There's your start square. We've got a hint of river there. You can already see from the texturing of the water there is good water flow and a really pretty intersection too. Terrain heights, it's either in the gods or down at ground level. There's barely anything in between. And then you've got resources which are outside of the 81 tiles. Hopefully the 81 tile mod is recommended for this map. Otherwise you'll have no resources to play with. And there's your fishing. Fishing is all what you'd expect, pretty much. Pretty much, again, very little in the way of tuna. Off to the workshop, what do you need? Well, it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. Then we've got the Aguilvert theme, the Owls cinematic version to LUT. 81 tile mod is there and listed. That's a good little touch as well, considering the positions of the resources. And then things like the intersections, you don't need them, but it's very nice to see what's being used. They have been selected and used very well indeed. Daylight Classic, I have the old version. Don't worry about that not being subscribed to. We've got a few trees, not many. Surface Rock Pack, very nice. And the Ultimate Eye Candy, not essential for the map, but it's a good mod and recommended. But I don't know why it's on the list. I just don't know why it's on the list. But yeah, same with Daylight Classic. Why is it on the list? Don't know. Oh, no. I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Okay, intersections. Intersections are really nice on this map. There's only one I'm going to have a grumble about, and even then it's only a minor grumble. Here we're going to go the wrong way. The road heads off behind us towards the start square. We are going to a dead end, a potential start location, not the start square, obviously. But this is for the rail, actually, we're going down here. Have a little look at the rail. We've got one branch line that's going off to the left of the screen now, goes to the edge of the map there. This one carries on straight to the edge of the map in the top left-hand corner there. And we're going to follow the highway, but I want you just to keep half an eye on that rail. Just half an eye. Don't concentrate on it. Don't get excited about it. It's not going to do anything. A little wibbly bit as you come off the intersection there with the highways. See, it's coming back in here and it's going to go across the river slightly separate from our highway. But again, nothing to complain about. I'm just making conversation. It is relevant though, so you will want to concentrate a little bit later on that. The bridge is possibly a little higher than it needs to be. There's no shipping going down this river, so for me that could be dropped just a little bit so the ramps aren't quite so acute. Speaking of ramps though, if we'd had slip roads coming off of the ramps while elevated, it would have stopped the traffic that was coming over the bridge, going down to ground level and then having to go up and over this flyover. And the same with going the opposite way. It is a plopped intersection, but a little bit of clever work there. Just taking the actual vanilla build and saying, no, actually, I can do more with this. There you go, joining up with the rail again here. I can do more with this. This could be better than that. Anyway, we're still heading along towards our second outside connection. The one you just saw, that's a dead end. Don't get excited about that one. That is just another potential start location in place with a little roundabout at the end. You're not missing anything. It's fine. Okay. So anyway, heading up. We're heading up towards that valley on the left-hand side of the screen underneath Cities Skylines. We're going towards that in a moment. The backdrop, these mountains are dramatic. where there are mountains, and where there aren't mountains, it's bleak and empty. Next intersection here, again, very nice intersection. This is plopped again, but tidily done, and a little bit of rock detailing. Goes to the edge of the map, so now we have two outside connections going down the same highway. Following down this highway towards what is the wiggliest, wobbliest bit of highway on the whole map. These two aren't parallel, they are awkward looking and could do a little bit of tidying up. Again, not game breaking, and you probably won't care about it. The rail there goes off the edge of the map, and we've got another outside connection for the highway here. Now that rail doesn't go anywhere near the start square. We're now going towards the start square. You'll see how far we are with that rail from, and that's your main rail. We do have a rail connection a bit closer, but that is your main rail. We've also got 3 outside connections worth of highway here going towards the start square. So this could get rather busy. There is a 4th outside connection that is separate, but you've got 75% of your traffic's going to be coming down this road. It's going to get a bit heavy. Now in front of you, we've got what it's got to be Middle Peak. That is a peak, and it's in the middle of it's a ring road, large roundabout, whichever way you want to call it. Again, nice plopped intersection there. If we go left, that will take you around to the opposite side and loop you back round to this intersection if you wanted to do that. This is that really pretty intersection that you saw in the intro. Very nicely done indeed. Good choice of intersection, I like it, and that connects up over there as well. That's your outside connection there, and the one behind us, that's going to a dead end too. We've got here very nicely worked intersection. I've got no complaints with this one at all. Can't find anything to groan about, so let's move in to the start square, where we've got probably the worst positioned asset for an asset review I've done in a long time, so my apologies to the creator. Yeah, now this one is the concrete pedestrian path set by neinnew. I will point out that this does have an elevated version and a subterranean version as well, fully rendered to tunnel. You can go underneath with your pedestrians and get a really good, lovely underground view. And there's also a 4th width as well, which is an 8-meter width, and I basically haven't really shown this off to its best. So my apologies to neinnew, but things went badly wrong at this end, but we won't talk about it. Factoids because factoids. According to tradition dating back to the 6th century, the very first cuckoo of the year appears on the 7th of April, that's today's date, in case you didn't realise, or you're watching this in the future, at a town called St Brynach in Wales. Could be St Brynach, I don't know. Welsh, definitely not the easiest language to get your tongue around. So anyway, happy Cuckoo Day, everybody. So anyway, one last glance at the concrete pedestrian path set. It's a really nice set, nicely rendered by neinnew. That's today's asset of the day, and yes, it just all went wrong when I tried to place those at elevated, and I didn't have pillars selected, and just all sorts of wrong. Don't worry, there's nothing wrong with the asset. It's a BonBonB problem. Perfect bridge there, and then down this way. This is no traffic down here because this is that dead end I told you about. And here's your rail. We do have this rail connection not far from the start square, but it doesn't do anything. It's just this short stretch here. So the other one, the big one, you can't really do anything with because it's too far away. Here's your secondary start location right here down in the fog. 81 tile mod to access this. And then this will go off the edge of the map, which will give us good time to have an intermission. Oh yeah, look, we've got a bit of encroaching foliage. Ooh, fail, Arneil. Fail. Bad, bad, bad fail. Bad fail.
Want to add a custom hedge maze to your park but don't have the time to build one? Why not try BonBonB's modular hedge maze set? This guide will show you how to select and use the right units. Click the information button below.
Ah, my hedge maze set. I'm quite proud of that. Took me ages. Middle Peak Valley, Arneil J62, and a boring shipping route. It just loops around and loops back to the other way. Yeah, that hedge maze set. Do check it out. It's just a whole bunch of little maze units that you can pop together in any order you like, and it'll pretty much always match up. the holes to be in the hole, and you can just, it's just really creative. I'm so proud of it. Nobody subscribed to it. A lot of people subscribe to the first piece because you can use that on its own. And I'm like, well, no, the whole point is to be able to make mammoth mazes of, you know, intricate shapes and sizes. Anyway, sorry, I digress. This is about this map, and we have water flow. It's good water flow down a good river. Of course, with those waterfalls, there's always going to be good water flow as well. It goes out into the bay, and that's a pretty good bit of waterwork. Now, if you look at this and think Shades of Icania, well, of course, it is Icania's theme, so that's probably why it looks a little bit like that. And of course, it is a fantasy map, which is Icania's speciality as well. Let's have a look at some of these hills, though. Now, this one stands out for me as being unfinished or just unpleasant, possibly even. It's just very rounded, poofy mountain peaks. You'll see those in a moment. We've got some valleys going on there. We've got this little dirt track running around it as well. I think it's supposed to be a national park area. Oh, look, we've got everybody's favourite factory. Not so much a national park if you're going to be doing mining. But, yeah, these mountain tops just seem very poofy and marshmallowy and rounded. And that would be okay if, well, it's not be okay, but it wouldn't be so bad if there were others like it on the map. But everywhere else is really intricate. Like this one's probably the best of the lot. We've got an elevated fantasy lake in there. Look at the erosion lines as well. It's really very technical. Possibly could do with a higher water fill level, possibly. That's something you'll notice around the entirety of the map, where it could be slightly higher fill. Also, we've got the non-terrain conforming cluster of bushes there, and that means they're going to be floating. If we can find one on a cliff edge. Oh, there's a cliff edge here. Oh, perfect. That works really nicely indeed. Yeah, it's just floating on the edge there. Always check if you're using non-terrain conforming assets to make sure they're not floating. Very nice waterfall there, and the water texture makes that. It's almost like a metallic glaze to that one. Very nice indeed. And then over here we've got the valleys with the water flow into a nice fertile area. That makes sense. And also look at the mountain peaks. They're pointy and sharp, and it's just the whole of this area here looks like a completely different map from the hills that we just saw a minute ago with the rounded tops. Then if we head over to this one's a bit nondescript for me. It kind of matches the others, but it doesn't really do anything apart from provide backdrop to me. So we'll kind of ignore that one. Got a few bits of rock detailing down there. It doesn't really add much, if I'm honest with you. And then this one, we've got another one of these fantasy lakes. My grumble with this one is, well, the river. The river is just, it's almost like I want to have a waterfall here. I'm going to put a big old lake there. Oh, I need to connect it up. Not really as much thought put into that as possibly could have been, but the end result still looks okay. This is your middle peak in the middle, and that is, well, middly. It's fine. We've also got a pretty strong river network, so you noticed already. Again, it just looks like it could be, well, filled a little higher. Good bit of rock detailing going on there, though. And back to our original rounded marshmallow peaks. We've got this little gouge. I thought it was a pencil sharpened the hole, but it's not. If anything, it adds a bit of interest to that mountain range. I know it's an error, but it adds something, so we'll let that go. We come back down to ground level. You can see they do add a really dramatic backdrop, except for where there isn't anything, where it looks really dull. And that, for me, is probably the downside with the map. Those mountains just need to, like, fill the gaps as well. Give us a bit of an overall backdrop. Anyway, what do you think of this map, though? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewers' Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think? Might, possibly, depending on if this is a strong month, what with everybody being locked in, spending time building maps. Hard to call. Aesthetically, it's very striking, this map, except for where it isn't, and that's the problem. The areas where it isn't, it's a nothing, isn't it? I'm gonna have to give it a strong 3. I don't know about high 3, but I'm gonna give it a strong 3 stars for aesthetics. Detailing. There's nothing wrong with it, really, but very little that goes to the next level. I'm gonna have to, again, go down the middle. I'd say certainly a medium high 3, Not pushing towards 4 stars yet, though, I'm afraid. Gameplay potential. Well, there's a lot of places to build, which I guess is gameplay, but I think it hasn't pushed the boundaries. It hasn't really made it an interesting play, so I'm going to go 3 stars again, because it's playable, it's not broken, it's all good. Middle Peak Valley by R. Neil J62. In places, that is a spectacular map, and in places, it feels unfinished. And that network just needs a little bit more thought, I think. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, for commenting, and please do comment. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. I always do read them. It might take me a few days, but I do read them eventually. Thank you to the BonBon Buddies over on Patreon. Thank you, and it's not too late to join them up for just $1 a month. Get your name up there, and it'd be just really good to see some new names. I've been BonBonB, and I'll see you very, very soon.